Good morning, it's Tess, and today is tip 196. This was meant for yesterday, but with it being quarter end and accounting work, and I had some group or some one-on-one coaching yesterday, the day got away from me. Today I thought I'd talk about mentor magic, and it's kind of funny because when I first started looking at this, I was looking at it from a different perspective, and the articles I kept finding were, I was looking at it as being the recipient, and the articles that I was finding kept talking about the benefits of being the mentor. And I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to just take what keeps coming up to me, because I myself have been on both ends of it. I'm doing a lot of being mentored or being group coached or being coached through like being parts of groups, and my big groups that I'm involved with right now are Doc V's Transform Your Life Challenge, his Paid Challenge, Chris Nagel's Money School Challenges, and he's got group coaching also, and then I work with Law of Attraction. And so I've been really focused myself right now on improving my life. Well, it was interesting when I kept pulling these articles, it talked about the benefits of being the person that mentors someone. And it made me think about that I myself have mentored people. It's been a few years, but I used to tutor reading and math. And I'm going to say that's probably one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life, is to see somebody's life change through sharing a gift that you've loved, because reading has always been very important to me, and of course math is important because that's how I make my living. Hi Joan, good to see you. And I guess I'm going to share, I'll start by sharing a story that I actually shared with someone recently. I have benefited hugely from coaching, mentoring, and getting in the right groups in the past year. And when I started reading these articles and the benefits of being the mentor, I'm going to share a quick little story, and then I'm going to go into what I found in these articles. And what happened with me is I tutored reading and math, and it was because reading was always important to me. And my group of kids that I tutored became very large because it was just something that it was natural to me. And the greatest gift I had is a couple of years ago, I ran into one of my students at a gala that I was at, fundraising. It was a group I volunteered for. And the student came up to me and actually apologized to me, saying that I'm sure I probably wasn't the best. I think I hated tutoring. And I tutored the student for 5 years, and he apologized to me for probably not being excited to have me tutor him, and that I changed his life. And it brought me to tears, because it was such a heartwarming thing to hear. And I guess that's what kind of made me think about when I was looking at these articles. I was looking for the benefits of being the recipient, and it was talking about the benefits of giving. So what I think is that this is a two-way street, and it kind of goes in line with what Doc V says. Not only do we want to seek it to help us get to the next level, but we want to give it, and anyone who's reaching up, that we give that hand down to help them up. So I think the best possible use, or the best magic in this, is if it's a two-way street, that you're reaching up and that you're also reaching back. So this article that I found, it says mentoring is where the magic happens. And I'm going to say, oh, good morning, Joan. I'm going to say, I believe that with all of my heart, especially even this past week. This past week has been full of me being the recipient of it. And it's life-changing. Doc V was asking a question last night in the group, and I kind of explained it like I feel like I'm at the edge of a cliff, and I'm ready to dive into the most beautiful picture that I've ever seen. I have no idea where it's going to end up exactly, but I know I'm moving down a path that it was not available to me a year ago, and it's exciting. So what that kind of tells me is that the mentoring, to be the recipient and also the giver of it, is probably one of the greatest gifts that you could ever give yourself or another person. And it says, what is the role of a mentor? And it's to encourage personal and professional magic. And that's actually what the article talked about. And I can see it from both sides, and I never saw it before. And it kind of helped me to kind of reconnect with it. And I do think the important part is not only do we reach out to receive it, but we also reach back and share it. it would make everything better for everybody the world around. The one important thing about mentoring is that it needs to be built on trust, respect, commitment. And that commitment is, you know, if somebody's going to the effort to try to help you, you need to be committed to making some changes or trying to improve yourself. And then regular communication. And that's kind of that AP check-in type thing, you know, that you're progressing forward. I laugh because for me, every time I go through some kind of a training that is more like intense, like a 3-day training or a weekend training, I inevitably am signed up for something very, very quickly or moving forward on something. But I think I got that through these challenges, that is that you don't leave the scene of a decision without taking some form of action. And I do kind of live by that, because if not, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month can go by and I've lost that passion, because there's something about that session, whether it's a group coaching or whether it's a one-on-one mentoring, but there's something about, if you take action right from the scene of that, you can get your momentum going and you can see changes faster. If you let too much time pass, at least I find for myself, I can talk myself out of the best decisions of my life. So you want somebody you trust, you want somebody you respect, and you have to make the commitment to make the changes. You don't want to just coast with it. And I think that's probably what I've noticed even in the challenge group. Those that succeed just take that little step, because that little step each time will build faster. If you sit back and think about it for too long, life happens and you get away from making the changes that will change your life. It talks about that what is mentoring? It's self-development. We all tend to believe we understand the world better. And what it says is that when you get into a mentoring relationship, even the person who's mentoring has to step back and relook at how they value or look at life. And then it also allows the mentor to improve where they're standing. And it's true. You know, I've often heard and I've often been told that in order to teach something, you have to own it. And it's very true. I can remember when I was tutoring, because I tutored one-on-one sessions with my students, and I actually prepared a lesson plan for each student. And you would actually have to grow things, because what I learned is like that multisensory, see it, hear it, feel it, say it. So I would always have to look for the ways to address something in multisensory, because each person learns differently, which would cause me to kind of pull back, because just because it was easy for me to learn one way, someone else would have to learn in another way. And I think that's the thing, even with a mentoring relationship, as the person receiving it or giving it, remembering that the way it connects with each of us is different. So is it, do we need that group setting? Do we need to be part of that group? Do we need to be part of another group? Do we need to be doing some additional reading? Do we need, you know, what's another little thing we can do as the person mentoring or as the mentee to kind of make it worth a little bit more? And I think the reason this past year has been so amazing for me is that being locked in provided me with less distractions to allow me to dig in harder, faster, stronger than I would have with all the diversions. And I think that's probably my fear as the world opens up, is I don't want to lose track with the progress that I've been making, because I'm so happy with how things have gone forward. And I can't tell you how many people I've seen, like even in Doc V's group or in the Chris Nagel group, that are, you can see the progress they've made, because they've focused on a goal to keep themselves busy during this time of uncertainty. And in a way, it gets you ready for whatever. It just gives you an extra couple steps or a way to pivot as life moves forward. It does talk about, it says, what happens is when you have to evaluate how to help another person, it actually helps you to step back and identify maybe where you have a misconception so that you can correct it and move forward. And I just think that learning at all stages of life is critical. I had a coaching call with my Law of Attraction group yesterday, and there was a major aha, something that it goes back a very, very long time with me, and it came out in a way that I had never seen it before. And there's just something so exciting about seeing life in a different set of eyes, and so much growth in that, feeling better and feeling hopeful, successful, and excited about the future. It always builds your skills. It's a valuable source of energy. You know, that mentoring and that even being in a group situation can kind of give you that chance to evaluate, because you can take a look at where you're at and how you can move forward. And then another person, an outside person, can look at it more objectively from you. So there's that win-win. And then even as a person mentoring, it also maybe opens up a chance for you to see where you might be able to improve yourself. So I think that relationship all the way around is a win-win-win. I know in the times when I was mentoring, it was a win for me. I've had feedback that it was a win for those that I worked with. I feel the strength of it and being the recipient of it right now. And I hope as things move forward that I'm sharing that with other people, because life feels better when you feel it getting. When you see more excitement and energy and hope in your future, life is better. It's more enjoyable and exciting to live. This I thought was kind of funny, and I'll have to laugh about it with Doc V, because it was talking about it feels good to give back to a younger counterpart. And in his case, many of us are older than he is. But Doc was a doc, and he worked with bariatric patients, so he has a different approach to look at it. So maybe he has a little bit of more youth on his side, but he's sharing a wisdom that some of us didn't reach until later in life. But I just thought that was cute, and it made me smile, because you know what? It doesn't matter how old you are. There's always a chance to get something that you didn't have before. So age is irrelevant. You're never too late to do something new, fun, exciting, and to make your future look amazing. It's also social. I've met a lot of new people that I'm starting to meet in person. And this next year is just going to be full of opportunities to connect with people that I've gotten to know over the past year that I haven't been able to see face to face. So I guess really, I'm going to say that what pursuing this allowed me to see is it helped me to recognize that this mentoring magic is a two-way street. It's something that no matter how old you are, you can reach up and learn new skills. And for me, that's been the most exciting thing in the past year. Gardening and looking at new ways about like monitoring, say, my 401ks and how my future is going to look. Monitoring my weight loss, knowing that I'm nearly 50 pounds down since COVID started, that I'm 5 years out and I'm 160 pounds down. There's been such an excitement about being engaged in this journey and improving every single day. And the exciting thing is that even as the world opens up, there's a whole new set of experiences of meeting these people in person and continuing the growth that has been begun in the past year and a half. So look at it as both sides. It's a win-win. Whether you're the recipient, it's the greatest gift that person could give you, or whether you're the one giving, it gives you a chance to revisit and find better ways to share what you've learned. And I guess that's what I hope that this next year has for everybody, is the opportunities to find excitement, joy, growth, a way to reach up and learn something from someone who's already done it so you can get there faster, and a way to reach down so that you can be the person that helps that someone looking for a better way come up a little bit faster. And if we can, more and more of us start to do that, maybe there can be more of an excitement in this world about things that we never dreamed were possible, that are right around the corner waiting for us to reach. I want you guys all to have a beautiful, beautiful day. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. And just to sum it up, it says, mentoring magic. It's a sense of, and I agree with this, there's a sense of delight and satisfaction in supporting. The magic part of it is in giving more than you are getting, and the cycle of paying it forward. And I think that's true. Too often in life, we always look at what we think we're getting. And I stepped back this year, and I'm just trying to give as I'm receiving, and never kind of try to take score. I'm just trying to grab everything that's around me, share wherever somebody wants to hear it, and keep paying it forward, because my hope is that it can make life better for everybody at a time where things have been really tough. Oh, sure, Joan. And I'll apologize again for missing yesterday. With quarter end, I got all caught up really fast. But a part of this sharing is my chance to kind of revisit where I'm at. And I do believe so strongly, I've been on both ends of this. And I know that my growth has been better when the journey's been shared with someone else. And staying out there helps me stay accountable. I'm 5 years post-surgical, and I want to be able to say 15 years from now, look at where I was, which right now is amazing, but look at how much better it is. And I want that same thing for all of us. I think we all have some amazing gifts to share. And if we can all help each other get there faster, maybe we can put a little bit of a brighter light on the world and make people more excited about what there is to look forward to. Leave all the sadness behind. Get on the edge of that cliff of a beautiful, beautiful future and dive in and experience every possible beautiful avenue that's available to us. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and thank you for being here. Bye-bye.